Welcome to episode 38 of the Clock Enders podcast. I'm your host, Reginald Dino. Just finished watching Liverpool versus Arsenal at the Etihad, at the Emirates Stadium, home of the mighty Arsenal. Top of the table clash. I believe now Liverpool's in second, Arsenal's in third, and believe it or not, looky, Chelsea's in fourth, I believe now. So, top of the table clash before the game. Will a draw do? Depends how the game goes. If we're losing and we come back to draw, okay, good draw. But if we're up in the game, I fully expect to win. We went up in the game twice, I believe, and fine margins. You know, that's what I should call this episode: fine margins between, you know, winning games, getting opportunities to score, and then having to pick the ball out of your net 15 minutes later or 15 seconds later. But we'll get into all of that when we get into the player ratings. So let's get right into this. Make this really quick and easy. Mikel Moreno scores his first goal on his home debut, first goal for the club on his home debut. Did his dad's celebration as well. I thought that was pretty cool. Is it the same old story that keeps creeping up when we're playing a big team like Liverpool or Chelsea or, you know, the big teams in the league? The second goal that they scored, Salah's goal, that's an error. For me, it's an error. It's two issues with that goal. I have two issues with that goal. So, Martinelli, I don't know all game. I don't know what happened to this guy. And I said it just as he gave the ball away, or it was taken away, or he miscontrolled it, or whatever he did in the Liverpool 18-yard box. I was holding something in my hand and I threw it against the closet door and I said, Martinelli, you're starting to piss me off now. And then literally 20 seconds later, we're digging the ball out of our net. And that's when I'm talking about fine margins. That's what I'm talking about. Easy ball to control. Control it. If you don't think you can beat him one-on-one, take it back. We'll recycle the ball again to the other side and come back. We keep possession of it. Okay, our defenders we won't get our defenders caught that way. Miscontrols it. Konate wins it, plays it up to somebody, whoever plays Alexander Arnold, plays it over the top to, well, he's aiming for Salah. It went to Darwin Núñez. Darwin Núñez across to Salah at 2-2. Fine margins, guys. Fine margins. Just control the ball, man. All these balls were bouncing off his leg, and he overhitting it and underhitting this and overhitting that. He's going to get the lowest mark for me today from the Clock Enders podcast today. He's going to get the lowest mark from the Clock Enders podcast today. That is not a performance that I would equate with Gabriel Martinelli, but that's what we saw today. So all week we were trying to figure out. Oh yeah, and by the way, guys, if you guys didn't think Saka and Timber, and for me myself, possibly Odegaard, we're going to play today, you just reach. You need to you need to do some research on our manager. You're reading stuff during the week for the lead up to the games, and you're taking all these pictures at training. Oh, there's no picture of Saka. There's no picture of Timber. There's no picture of this guy. Oh, no. And then boom, he's the captain, leading us out and scoring in the first 10 minutes of the game, by the way. So if you didn't think those two guys were playing, if not even three, when I mentioned Odegaard, you're not paying attention. You're not paying attention to this club. So it was great to see. I mean, the lineup was the lineup. What else are you going to do? Saliba suspended. Who are you going to put there? It's got to be Ben White. You move him in the middle. And if Timber's okay to play, he has to go on the right, which is exactly what happens. Did we miss Calafiori today? Or sorry, on the left. Did we miss Calafiori today? I believe so. Not that Thomas Partey didn't do a great job. And if it wasn't for Bukayo Saka, Thomas Partey might be the man of the match again this week, because he was man of the match from this podcast last week. He might be the man of the match again this week. He was great out there. He was great against the tricky Diaz. Diaz was kept quiet. He had the flick on for the Van Dijk goal, but I mean, you can't blame Thomas Partey for that. But he was great out there. Goal scorers, Saka, beautiful ball over the top by Ben White. Saka skins Alvin Robertson, not Alvin Robertson. Oh my God, what's his name? Adam Robert? No, Andy. Andy Robertson skins him. Now listen, I have a very boisterous Liverpool fan in my life, and none of the players on that Liverpool team can do anything wrong. The best is world class that, bam, 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 bam. I don't care what anyone says. Andy Robertson is awful. He's an awful footballer. Awful. Not fast. Just kicks the ball when he gets it. Not fast. I mean, I don't know. But when I mention that, I'm crazy. I don't know what I'm talking about. Blah, blah, blah. Go watch that game. Go watch the game before. Liverpool. Who did Liverpool play in Champions League? I forget. Skinned that game too. Skinned all game. Skinned all game again. Saka was treating this guy like a mule. And Trent Alexander-Arnold isn't that better either. Isn't that much better either. Thank God for Konate and Van Dijk. Because those wingbacks are... Anyways. Saka scores the first goal. Reply from Virgil van Dijk off a corner. And then Mikel Moreno, like I mentioned, Mikel Moreno scores his first goal for the club. Should have had one earlier. Where it looked like he hurt his shoulder again. And it was just like, oh man, not again. But he looked fine. Came back and scored. And then the mistake from Martinelli. And possibly, if you want to be very critical of it, possibly Kiwior. I don't know if Gabriel is on the field, if he's in the same position Kiwior is in, but I'm not going to blame. I don't blame guys that don't play. I don't blame guys that don't play, and then you want them to play the last 20 minutes against the team that's in second place, and now he has to put in a performance. I don't blame those guys. I think last year Jorginho came into a game. He hadn't played in like 10 or 12 games. I think it was Tottenham. I can't remember who it was. And he made a mistake and they ended up scoring. And it's like, I don't blame Jorginho. Can't have these guys sat there for that long, not playing in these big games, and then just plop them in to the last 20 minutes when they're trying to get a goal. And it's Liverpool we're talking about. As much as I hate Liverpool, that attack is crazy. Diaz, Salah, Darwin Núñez, whatever, out there body checking guys, not getting any yellows. It's crazy. Darwin Núñez, if Jota was available, it probably would have been Diaz, Jota, and Salah, which is, I don't know, man. That's frightening. They do have a wealth of attackers, even Gakpo on the bench. If you want to add in Darwin Núñez to that, they got a lot of attackers. They have a lot of guys that can hurt you. So, I mean, that's what I was waiting for that. I'd see Jota wasn't on the bench. He didn't start, so he wasn't playing. And I was just like, we might have dodged one there. But all in all, I mean, it's a great result for Manchester City. I was going into the game, don't lose. If you get a draw, fine. You can't lose, though. And I know it's only October, end of October. I know that it's early in the season. I know all of this. But it's going to be very hard to make up those points. So you've played the top two teams in the league once each and both draws. Both draws and both games you were winning in. Surprised there was no red cards given out today. So let's get into the player ratings. And one thing before we get into the player ratings, and this is the last time you're going to hear me mention this on this podcast about refereeing and the inconsistencies between the refs. Lots of delaying of the restart today by Liverpool. Lots. Picking up the ball, carrying it. Lots of delaying the restarts that weren't looked at. Lots. So when you say, Arsenal fans, you're always complaining about this, you're always complaining about that. Just not complaining. Just want consistency. Player ratings. David Raya at the back. Did he have a chance at the at Van Dijk's goal? I don't know. Do you want your goalie to come out and command the 6-yard box? Probably. I don't know. Do most goalies not come out and get that? I think so. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to blame him for that. The second goal, again, I don't know about that either. Maybe a little bit of the positioning was incorrect because he dove the right way, and it looked like he dove on time, but he was maybe a couple of steps over to the left. But now I'm nitpicking on David Raya's performance. So with all that being said, he came out and claimed some balls that gave the defense some respite. So he's going to get his complimentary 7. On the right-hand side, this guy. What a performance. Did we just find a new right back? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. He's amazing in the midfield as well, but he put in a shift against Luis Diaz, like I said earlier. He was making it difficult. There's a couple of times. Of course, a winger is going to beat you every now and then. You're not going to shut him down for the whole game. So he did get beat a couple of times, but all in all, he put in a great performance at right back. He's going to get an 8 from me. Ben White leaving the right back spot to go move into the center with the suspension to Saliba. What did he do wrong today? Absolutely nothing. Assist on the first goal, on Saka's goal. Solid intercepting passes, clearing the high balls in. Played great today. He gets an 8 as well. Gabriel Magalhaes was playing amazing. And again, here we go. I spoke about this probably last week in the shows, the amount of games guys are playing now. So I believe I believe the commentator said that Gabriel has played every minute of every game Arsenal have played this year. So you're looking at it, it's only 2 weeks into the league. Who cares? 8 games. Well, no, it's Champions League. He goes away for Brazil. Now he has a little bit of an uncomfortable knock on the top of his knee. So not the kneecap, on top of the knee where your quad meets. I don't know if there's a strain there or a ligament or whatever, but he went down, tried to come back, and went down again. So that looks serious to me. So hopefully he can come back, and it's not as serious as it's not as serious as it looked like. So he did walk off and jog off under his own power. So hopefully it's just an overuse injury and not something structurally damaged there. So for his performance today, he gets a 7 as well, or sorry, an 8 as well. He was clearing balls, and we didn't get that many corners today. We only got 1, so we couldn't see him, and it was towards the end of the game, and so we couldn't see him face off against Van Dijk for to score a goal on a corner, but. All in all, great performance. Welcome back, Jurrien Timber. Again, like I said, who didn't think he was going to be playing? Not me. I knew he was playing, but played well. Had a in the beginning you're coming off an injury, now you got to cover Salah. So maybe, I don't know, a little bit nervous. There was a couple of balls he gave away, a couple of loose passes, a couple of times he let Salah get on the wrong side of him. All of that was corrected. And going forward in the game. So a great comeback for Jurrien Timber. I'm going to give him a 7 today. He can only get better. It was great. Candidate for man of the match. If you didn't watch this guy play, he put in a shift and a half today. He was all over the place. Again, like I said last week, better than Bournemouth game. But like I said last week, probably still getting into the physical nature, the physical demands of the EPL. You have to run, you have to cover, you have to keep your head on the swivel. You got to be everywhere. Should have scored 2 goals today. Scored 1, had an opportunity not one-on-one with the goalie, but a ball being swung in. I don't know what he did, but he cleared it instead of shooting it on net, pretty much. But made up for it in the second with his goal. So Mikel Moreno, I believe he got a 6 last week, moving up in the world. He gets a 7 from me this week. Declan Rice. What can you say about this guy? He's everywhere. Unlimited engine. Unlimited engine in Arsenal, unlimited engine for England. He's everywhere. Well, I mean, what more can I say? Keeping the ball ticking, recovering, driving runs through, chasing back, challenging. Great performance today. He gets an 8. Leandro Trossard. Trossard? Well, Trossard played in the midfield. He was the third guy in the midfield, just behind Kai Havertz. Kind of anonymous today. Didn't really. There's a couple of. He had a nice spell in the game where he was finding Martinelli in open space. Nice outside of the boot ball as well to Martinelli into open space. He was the guy that was supposed to be the creative guy that's going to play that side cutting ball through to Martinelli or Saka or even to Havertz. I don't know. I mean, he didn't do anything really wrong, but I thought he would have more of an influence on this game since, his track record against Liverpool is I just score against them. That's all I do. I score goals against Liverpool. I don't know if it might have been better if we had him possibly up top and maybe have Kai Havertz slip into the midfield. But I mean, hindsight's 2020. I don't think Arteta did anything wrong today either. So Trossard gets a 7 from me. This guy's the man of the match. What can you say? I mean, made life very difficult for an average left back. Captained the side today, scored that goal, got us going out on the right foot. That's what a captain does. What a great game. He was all over the place across that front line in the first half. It's all over the place. They had no answers for him. Getting 100 more fouls on him again. Minimum cards, minimum talking tos. It's kind of normal that this guy just gets hacked and nothing happens. But for his performance today, he gets a 9 from me. He's the man of the match. That's the highest rating anyone's going to get today. Kai Havertz up top. Ran his socks off. Again, balls bobbling off his shins and off his feet and maybe being bigger and stronger to try to hold it when we were in certain positions in the field and not give it away to them, especially when they were flooding forward trying to get the equalizer. Could have been better that way, but again, the work ethic is there. He gets a 7 from me. And this guy probably gets the lowest grade from me today. He had opportunities to take on guys. I mean, you always saw what was happening with Saka on the other side. As soon as Saka got the ball, the midfielder came over and the left back came over as well to double team him. The same thing was happening when Martinelli got the ball. But Martinelli got the ball a couple of times where the midfielder was a little bit slow coming back. So you have that guy one-on-one, man. You got to take him. And it's just that bobble off his shin. And then, like I said, 20 seconds later, the ball's in the back of our net. It bothers me. I physically threw something against my closet. It was one of these clips that holds up the background. I was holding it because I was putting the thing up during the game to get it going right after, to get this thing going right after. And I was holding it in my hand. As soon as he lost the ball, I threw it against the closet door. And you're pissing me off now because it wasn't the 1 or 2 times he's done that. He's lost the ball numerous times today in that game. Again, you can tell me I'm being critical or being nitpicky or harsh, but I mean, that last one led directly to the second goal. And maybe defenders being out of position because of it. So he gets a 6 from me today. We'll go Arteta. Did he get anything wrong in the lineup? I don't think so. Lineup was what we thought it would be, what it should have been. People were calling for Nimwari to start. Came on with, 15 minutes to go in the game. Minimum touches, looks like a player. Minimum touches, but he looks like he's going to be a great player. Miles Lewis-Skelly came on as well for Timber when he went down injured, and you're fearful for him because it's Mo Salah, but he played well. I don't know if Mo Salah was fresh, if he was tired or whatnot, but Skelly played him well. I mean, there wasn't really any danger on his side. A couple of clearances that he made. He had one head ball that came to him, and he put it right on Trossard's foot from a header. So another sub that came in, Gabriel Jesus, live wire out there. Should have had a corner for us at the end of the game there. I don't know what the linesman is doing. Linesman and the referee are just out there guessing at this point. So it was a corner. They gave a goal kick. Goal kick comes, whistle blows, game over. So we should have had one corner at the end of the game, but Gabriel Jesus, a live wire. I like to see it. Jakub Kiwior came on to replace Gabriel, and it was just like, okay, there was, I think, I was listening to Gary Neville, and he's saying, oh yeah, we could put, they should put, oh my God, Thomas Partey in the middle and then play Zinchenko out wide. And I'm just like, are you crazy? There's no way. Jakub Kiwior has to go into the middle, keep Partey where he is, and leave Zinchenko on the bench. Zinchenko, I love Zinchenko, but he shouldn't be anywhere near our back line. You want to play Zinchenko, play him in the midfield. Or play him in front of the right back or whatever. If there's a formation that you want to create to crowbar him in there, he cannot he cannot be on an island with Mo Salah or Gakpo or Diaz. No, I'm sorry, he can't. So if you want to bring him into the midfield, maybe Moreno was looking kind of tired. You can slot him in there, or Jorginho, put them in there. But he can't see our back line. He cannot see the back line. Sorry, no disrespect, but he can't see the back line. So guys, that's the Clock Enders podcast for this week. Quick and dirty. Liverpool 2, Arsenal 2 at the Emirates. I believe we have a League Cup game this week. So, I mean, I hope not to see any one of these players that just played. I hope not to see any one of them on the field. And then we go to Newcastle, I believe St. James's Park on Saturday. Maybe Saturday. I think Saturday. So I always like going up there. That's a big test. All you guys out there that think the arena or the building really makes a difference. I don't personally. All you guys that are out there scared to go to Anfield, scared to go to St. James's Park, I don't want you on my team. Anyways, it's a whole different topic for a different show. So guys, as usual, you can see on the bottom of the screen, scrolling, follow on all socials on the Clock Enders Pod. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. You can find us. You can find the show. Obviously, you can find the show on YouTube. You're watching it on YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on Amazon Music. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on every popular platform you use to download and listen to podcasts. So guys, with that being said, am I happy? I think so. I mean, it could have been much worse. Could have been way worse. But, we'll take the draw and keep it moving. So, guys, as usual, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next week. Come on, you Gunners.